always lit over at ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed. La 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 la. There we go. I can hear myself in the monitor. What's good, everybody? What's good? Apologies to Instagram. It didn't go today. I don't know why. Instagram didn't go today. We gotta really figure out how to synchronize Instagram better with Restream. Because it's a little annoying. Anyway, can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Happy Appendix Day. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Happy Appendix Day. I don't know why we have Tuesday. We just have it. Anyway, we have a great Black woman we're gonna cover today. An amazing Black woman who wants to be the great senator. No, hold on. Let me say that right. Who wants to be the senator of the great state of Texas. Yes. I'm talking about none other than Miss Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman Crockett. Threw her hat in the race yesterday, and then somebody dropped out, and to make it a little bit easier, and more than likely she's going to get the nomination. And so, of course, when you get, when somebody like her decides, hey, it's not working out, I lost my job that I didn't really have to fight for to begin with. I just had to put out a couple of flyers, and I got some rich people to, pay for a couple ads, but I really wasn't contested when I ran as a congresswoman. So now I got to earn it. So, and she's off to a great start. I can't even keep a straight face. The one thing I didn't put in here, hold on. The one thing I didn't put in here was the actual campaign. Her first campaign ad. I didn't even put it in here. Hold on. Let's hold on. We can't start it without that. Come on now. AJ, get your life together. So hold on. Wait. No. We're not starting with the rapper. Oh God. Come on. This thing is taking forever. So yeah, I don't know. I put everything in here but the actual campaign ad. That's so weird. But here we go. How about this? Wait. We ain't ready. I gotta set it up first. All right, cool. So she announced, we in here, we up in here, we all up in here. And I started thinking, I was like, okay, she had an uncontested congressional seat. Then she basically spent the time she's been in Congress building her profile, not really doing much for the people of Texas 30, but really just building her national profile. And we have some of her greatest hot takes. I don't think we have bleach blonde, bad butch, built body, whatever it was called. We don't have that one, but we got a couple other hot takes. And I'm going to go over some things regarding the state of Texas, the great state of Texas, and And then is this actually a possibility for the folks, or for her, I should say, and for the people? But let's start here. So this is the official launch of Jasmine Crockett's Senate campaign.
Let's get into it.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett. Oh, man. Oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding. Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Okay. I mean, she looks great. The wig is amazing. The makeup is flawless. The suit is great. But where's the substance? You're not running against Donald Trump. You do know that, Jasmine Crockett. You do know Trump is not the opponent. But this was the launch, y'all. Were y'all impressed? Were you threatened when she crossed her arms? You know, let's see the part where she crossed her arms. You know that, because that's when a black woman do that. She about to go off on you.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding. Now they're going to rely on Crockett.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, she about to take it all right there. Just from crossing her arms, she about to throw y'all all. She about to flip Texas blue. Anyway, so then she has the first, I guess you call this a rally. She has the first rally, and she had a rapper. I don't know his name. Who cares? Open the rally. Y'all want to? And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all heard the rap. But if you missed this poetic genius give his take on Crockett and attacking Trump supporters and everything, here you go.
Let's get into it.
Okay. She ain't never scared and she ain't never been. Who is willing to go toe to toe against?
First of all, you need a backing track. For those who don't know what a backing track is, he's rapping on the track to keep himself, so he knows where he is in the song. Why you need a backing track? You're a professional. Like you professional, right? He need a backing track, and he needs the lyrics on a page in front of him. This is off to a good start. She ain't never scared.
Against the president. I can't wrap my head around someone who votes Republican.
I can wrap my head around someone who votes Republican.
Advocate for feeding
kids. Sure. Has she fed the kids in Texas 30? Has she fed the kids in Texas 30? Rapper. Is that a hat on his head? Or is that his hair? Hold on. Let's zoom in. Oh God, I'm terrible. Wait, I think is that a hat or is that his hair? Okay, that's it. It's not really the point, but I just get curious sometimes. Leave me alone. Go ahead, finish rapping.
They protect folks touching them.
He can't even keep up with his own backing track. Bro, you're not even moving. You're standing at a podium. You should be able to keep the breath and keep the and keep the flow.
Trump invading his own country with our army. What a joke. We remember Pearl Harbor by illegally bombing boats. Which I thought we wasn't gonna do nothing, but he think again. They only trying to scare out of running cause they think she'll win. Listen, thought I told y'all we ain't never scared. Now look who name on the docket. Got 2 words for every racist bigot. Jasmine Crockett.
I got one mother for every racist bigot. Jasmine Crockett. This is so innovative.
Y'all hear the words?
Yeah, y'all hear the words because he can't. How you not able to do your own rap? You don't know your own lyrics? He lost the place of the lyrics. That's terrible. Oh my God. Y'all know the words. Y'all hear the words.
Y'all hear the words.
Y'all hear the words. Y'all hear the words. This is awful. This rap is weak. It's whack. When are these people going to learn to stop? You don't attack the voters. You don't attack the voters. You can't. But apparently, we'll see in a clip later. She thinks she can pull this off without pulling Trump supporters. Like she thinks she's just going to sail to the to victory. But does he get back on track? I don't know. How does this end?
Me, I hope my money goes inside it isn't trying to.
He not even serious. He look at us. He's smirking. He not even serious. You don't believe this shit. You don't know your own rap, bro?
Say affordability's a hope. She stand on business, Austin toes. Texas dope, don't need no more bad built, bleach, blonde, butch bodies moving forward.
Yes, let's attack Marjorie Taylor Greene because you're running against her too. This is so corny. Oh, from the side, it looks like hair. Whoever did that to your hair should be euthanized. And hopefully you have a day job because that rap was weak. Your flow is I mean, this is the most inspirationless crap I've ever heard in my life. Why not get up there and do something aspirational, inspirational, something that brings the people up, something that brings the people together? No, we're going to attack voters. We're going to start the campaign by attacking the voters. Oh, God. So apparently Jasmine Crockett must have missed this day in her, it cost about $1 million to educate this woman, and no scholarships, no Pell Grants, no free stuff. She come from money. And so it cost about $1 million from kindergarten all the way up, through law school to educate this woman. And apparently she must have missed this day in law school. Maybe she was partying, I don't know. But this is her theory on how Jasmine Crockett, a black woman, how the black woman is gonna turn Texas blue.
When Texas turns blue, it won't be because of any one candidate, but because of each and every one of you doing your part. Turning Texas blue is what I want to talk to y'all about today. Now, there are those that say, ain't no way, we done tried it 50 kinds of ways. Let me be clear, y'all ain't never tried it the JC way.
Oh, we've never tried it the JC way. What's the JC way? The sassy black woman way? Yeah, go on, I'm gonna get this Texas back. I'm gonna get it.
We used to telling us what I can't do, but they have no idea what Crockett's crew will do.
Oh, they gangsters, y'all.
And so I just want to be clear for all the haters in the back.
Thug life.
Listen up real loud. We gonna get this thing done.
They don't even believe that in the audience. You heard the audience? Woo. Only one person. Woo. Woo. Wait. She don't even.
We gonna get this thing done.
Woo. Ha ha ha. They laughing at you, Jasmine. They laughing at you. They laughing at you because they know you're not going to
So they
do
tell
it.
us that Texas is red. They are lying.
Okay. So I did a little digging on her little theory here, that Texas is this blue state. Here are a few stats about the state of Texas. In 2024, first of all, Trump won Texas all 3 times he ran. Boom, he got that. But it was most significant in 2024 when he went on to win Texas by a margin of over 1.5 million votes. That is the second largest margin in the history of the state in 2 decades. Yeah, so she's going to undo all that, with finger wagging and black woman, black woman, black woman. And then Governor Abbott was reelected in 2022, and he won his race by almost 12%. So I'm just trying to figure out how we gonna, how we gonna win this race. But then I got to digging. Wait, where's the website? Where's the website? So there's this alleged independent website. Is this the right website? I think it is. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Everybody. Ow. I don't think this is the right article. I think I'm supposed to go somewhere else. Oh, no, no, no. This is right. This is correct. This is correct. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right. So, Shaniqua.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, we don't want to get into it again. I just need the page. Replace screen share. Are there more Democrats? Okay, cool. Okay, so having been a person who's lived in Texas over 6 years, I can say that this article is a bunch of malarkey, but let's read it anyway. Are there more Democrats in Texas than Republicans? Texas is an open partisan primary state. So that means basically when we go to vote in the primary, there's a Republican line and there's a Democrat line, but you're not necessarily registered to a party, if that makes sense. So if you want to vote in the Democrat primary, you get on this line, and you want to vote in the Republican primary, you get on this line. That's all that is. But you're not really registered with a party, which means it does not have to register voters by party affiliation. When voters go to the polls in the primary, they can freely choose between a Republican and a Democratic ballot. What many Texans don't know is that when they vote in a party's primary, their party choice is recorded in their voter file. In other words, while they may not register with a party, the state treats them as a registered Republican or a registered Democrat or an independent voter, depending on how they vote in taxpayer-funded elections. Further, research groups use this data along with other data points like participation in local elections to determine what voter registration in Texas really looks like. With so much attention on the 2025 redistricting fight in Texas, the Independent Voter Project allegedly has received several inquiries into the registration numbers it has recorded on its popular state by state primary map. This makes sense. Voters want to know what an accurate reflection of the Texas electorate looks like in the midst of a contentious redistricting fight. However, the thing that surprises many people is that current figures show Democrats outnumber Republicans in Texas. This may seem strange considering how much control Republicans have in the state. Now, allegedly, there's over 17.5 million voters. Of that, over 8 million are Democrats, over 6 million are Republicans, and over 2 million are unaffiliated. All right, so this is where it gets fun. These numbers were provided by L2 Data on August 8th, 2025. L2 is the nation's leading independent voter data and technology firm. Over the half century, L2 has set the industry standard for having the most comprehensive voter files and data modeling available. All right, cool. Can we get to the fun part? Where's the fun part that I read here? I think it might be here. Okay. Voters don't have to party. However, we went over that already. Blah, blah, blah. In the absence of an even amount of partisan project, we went over that already. In other words, L2 draws from several data points to construct an analytical model of how voter registration breaks down, including races in major cities and urban areas that have a heavy concentration of eligible voters comparable compared to rural areas. So did you hear that? In other words, L2 draws from several data points to construct an analytical model of how voter registration breaks down, including races in major cities and urban areas that have a heavy concentration of eligible voters compared to rural areas. So if you go cast a ballot, like say one year you're mad at the Republicans and you go vote for a Democrat, now you're a Democrat. This is so dumb. Notably, the numbers provided by L2 that the most consequential voting bloc in Texas are not Republicans, nor are they Democrats. It's the 2.75 million voters that have been identified as independent or of either major party. And that's where you really want to focus, So while attacking, when you attack a voter base, that's just the stupidest thing you could do as a candidate. Have we not learned? Jesus. Anyway, so while many people may ask how it's possible that Democrats outnumber Republicans in that state that has been politically dominated by the GOP for decades, the bigger question is, has Texas actually been a purple state this whole time? No. You're always going to have those densely populated urban areas that do well. You're always going to have that do well with Democrats. Hence how we got a Jasmine Crockett. Texas 30 is in Dallas, South Dallas, I believe, and Texas 30, no Republican ran. And she also didn't have to really contend to get the nomination from the party. So basically, she was a shoo-in to Congress, right? She was a shoo-in to Congress, and then the whole political theater act. Now, instead of her, she cares so much about the people of Texas 30, she doesn't want to fight for the seat because she knows that with the redistricting, she's going to be, it's a really big uphill challenge. So I'm trying to figure out for the life of me, what makes you think going after the whole state is somehow going to be more effective than you fighting in Texas 30? For the people you claim to love, for the people you claim to like, for the people who literally sent you to Washington and made you a star. Because let's be clear, this is not about policy legislation. This is about her profile. It's about nothing else. These people find vulnerable seats and they take them. Like AOC in New York. She found a vulnerable seat. Musty in Minnesota. She got in Congress. Same way. Vulnerable seat. Mass migrate a bunch of Somalians over to one area and have them Senator Washington. Same thing with bad breath Rashida Tlaib. I know that woman's breath stink. You could look at her and tell her it does. And the same thing with her. Congressional seats, they're not easy for some people, but yeah, for the most part, if you can find a small district where you're pretty much guaranteed to get in, yeah, you do that. But Miss Crockett, it's not gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be that easy, baby. But good luck. And so here's another person who's running for Senate. He's running for the Republican nomination. This is Wesley Hunt, who has my vote. And so I appreciate, I respect what Wesley Hunt is doing. I respect his hot takes are always great on the floor. And I think he's a stand-up dude, and I think he'd do a great job as a senator for Texas.
Jasmine Crockett's been making a lot of news. She's a Democrat, represents southeastern part of Dallas, Texas, your home state. She revealed this when she found a job in the legal world. This is how she described it in her own words. I'll go ahead and play it and get your reaction.
When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, let me tell you something. When I walk in, I'm going to walk in with a level of rapport and understanding that maybe some of my other colleagues will not. Charlie offered me my job, and I worked my butt off, and I worked really, really hard for all of my clients, not just those that look like me, and that is what it looks like to serve.
Maybe in the end she was qualified for that job. What do you think of that story and the way she recalls it?
Well, you can't have it both ways, and Jasmine and I just don't see the world the same way. I don't want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm black. I want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm qualified, because I am educated, because I have hard work, grit, determination, because I believe in this country. That's why I am a United States congressman in a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 20 points, and I just won by 27 points. And the reason is because of this. I am literally living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. I'm being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. The people in my district don't see color. They see somebody that's going to represent this district to the best of their ability, regardless of what they look like. I never want to be demeaned for what I have done and the sacrifices that I have made for this country just because of the way I look. I want to be hired because of my acumen and my ability, and I'll end with this. I see myself as an American. I'm a proud husband. I am a father. I am a veteran. I am an educated man. I am a follower of Christ, and I'm also a black man. I am very proud of it. But I am all those things before that because the number one thing for me is being an American. And I love all my fellow Americans, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed, and we all should be treated fairly. Nobody wants a job based on the way they look. They want a job based on their abilities.
Wesley Hunt, march on. Thank you, sir. Nice to have you.
Yes, march on, sir. And I don't know if he's going to get the nominee. It looks like the Paxson. Looks like Paxson might edge him out, but he is gaining in the polls. So, you know, we'll see. But definitely Wesley would be a great senator, and it would be a great debate between him and Jasmine Crockett. Because when you see black people who have different perspectives, that sort of dispels the myth that we are required to be a monolith. First of all, we're not. And then secondly, that if we do disagree, that somehow we can't get along and we shouldn't respect each other. That's the other point. And so Jasmine Crockett has made it clear out the gate that she does not respect Republicans. Look at the rapper she had, who didn't know the words. But, you know, if we could decipher the lyrics, pretty much Republicans are trash and they're racist and they don't like Jasmine Crockett because she's a black woman. But here's Jasmine Crockett making it clear that she can do this without y'all.
How you make voters who previously had voted for Trump, particularly given that you have been an outspoken critic and he has inserted himself, just take your campaign video as is. He has inserted himself at every turn when it comes to your commentary. How will you convert those who are supportive of him to voters for you?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll necessarily convert all of Trump supporters. That's not our goal.
Do you need to?
Our goal is to definitely talk to people. No, we don't.
No, we don't. Again, Donald Trump won Texas by over 1.5 million votes over Kamala Harris. Greg Abbott won the gubernatorial race in 2022 by almost 12%. And you roll out your campaign for Senate by saying, I don't need you. That is the stupidest way to roll out your campaign. That is dumb. Why would you say why would you say that? Who's advising her? Like, yes, I'm going to work to get every single vote. I'm going to work to create an effective message that will woo some people, which I hope will woo some people who voted for Donald Trump over to my side. Why not say that? Why be dismissive? Why be like, hey, I don't care. Ridiculous.
No, we don't need to. Our goal is to make sure that we can engage people that historically have not been talked to, because there's so many people that get ignored, specifically in the state of Texas. Listen, the state of Texas is 61% people of color.
Yeah, largely Hispanic. And Hispanics are not stupid like black people, right? Hispanics actually are pretty even in how they vote, right? So they won't always vote for Democrats. They won't always vote for Republicans. They actually critically think before they vote. Not all, but a lot, but enough, right? To inspire people to go out and actually hit the pavement for them. So that's ridiculous. Now, of course, the black people, they're a lost cause. Like, who cares? Black people are always going to vote for stupidity. Let them vote for dumb stuff and keep losing. That had nothing to do with us. But when it comes to Hispanics, you have to earn their vote. You're not a shoo-in for the majority of the Hispanics. So you got to go work for it. And Republicans, here's what I would advise y'all to do. Number one, do not get comfortable. Do not think this is a shoo-in and you're just going to sail the victory. No, you need to go out there and talk to the same people she's talking to. You need to make your platforms very clear. You need to make it clear how sending you to Washington instead of her would be the better choice and why. Be able to articulate all of that to the people. Because even though she's pretty much preaching to the choir, she's just gonna go talk to black people, and which is the stupidest thing ever. Why go to people you already know are going to vote for you? Go really try to earn the vote. Go really try to go into those rural areas where you're gonna have to dog it, where you're not gonna get a good chunk of the votes. That's where you need to go. But I'm over here. I'm AJ.
We have a lot of good folk that we can talk to. We know that when Beto came really close, Beto, who is a
Did she say Beto came really close? Can you tell me one race that someone lost by 12% and they said it was really close? You want to know what a really close Senate race was? Georgia, when it was Warnock and Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. That was a close race. That race was decided by a hair. That's called a close race. 12% is not a close race, ma'am. 12% is not close. 12% is you lost. Y'all lost the game.
We know that he got 65% of the Latino vote. So what did they do after that? They specifically went after Latinos. We know that he got close to 90% or right there at 90% of the African American.
That's not a shocker. We know that black people like to be taken for granted and get nothing out of the deal. We've seen Texas 30, courtesy of Benny Johnson, who went to your district. I've been to Texas 30. It's a shithole. Texas 30 is about one notch above a third world country. They have like the little mini Skid Row. I don't know what that street is called. And then you go a few blocks up and then you start to see the tourist stuff, right? So it's basically what it is. So you found a vulnerable district where the majority of folks will vote for you. And then you did nothing for them. But, black people keep voting 90%, 90%. See what your 90% is getting you?
Can vote. So honestly, what we need to do is start talking to the vast majority of Texas. I think my message is very much a mainstream message.
But ma'am, you just said, so what about those Hispanic voters that aren't going to vote for you simply because you're a Democrat? You dismissed them right there. You've literally started out by just when she asked that little follow-up question in the middle of it, when she said, well, you don't think you need those votes? No, I don't need them. You literally just messed it up. You do need them because Latinos are not just going to jump on the bandwagon. They want you to come talk to them and really articulate your position. Now, we could all go preach to the choir all day. That's the best. When you go preach to people who know they're going to eat up everything you say to them, those are the best. But when you actually have to go into those areas where they're not going to be nice to you, they're going to ask you some really difficult questions. That's where you build your stamina. We can all go whack, 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 whack to the people all we want. But yeah, this whole I'm mainstream crap, Jay Lee, you're not mainstream. You're not you are known nationally, but you are not mainstream. There's a difference. And the only reason why you're known is because of, we'll watch later, some of your hot takes.
Who disagrees with the fact that affordability is a real thing, except for the president who says it's a Democratic hoax?
When did Trump say affordability was a Democratic hoax? He's literally working right now to do his part, because he can only do his part in that economic process. Right. But the local jurisdictions have to do their part as well. So he can only do but so much. And so you're not running against the president. So you can stop bringing up Trump. It doesn't matter at this point.
But when somebody goes to the grocery store nowadays,
oh God, a plea to emotion. Go ahead.
East Texas, or whether it's right here in Dallas, Texas, or whether it's in Austin or West Texas, let me tell you, they are looking at those grocery prices and they are thinking we deserve better.
Yeah, the president can't change all the grocery prices.
Knowing that we do the amount of trade that we do in the state of Texas, yet right now there are these unwarranted tariff wars that is directly impacting us, knowing that we do
unwarranted tariff wars. They're unwarranted, people. Yes, the United States can continue to be raked over the coals, and we should be charged a ton of money Meanwhile, people can just drop all of their made in China products in here for 2 cents. Yeah, just unnecessary.
Agriculture big in Texas. We do everything bigger in Texas, but we do ag big, and understanding that we are hitting record-breaking bankruptcy filings by our farmers. Listen,
Now she cares about farmers. All those black farmers in Texas.
my message is real simple. I'm looking out for you.
Really simple. You're a lawyer. Really simple. Really simple.
Your survival and the survival of your kids.
Yeah, did you do that for Texas 30? I mean, that's the only sample size we really have. You didn't do anything before that, so in terms of public office. So, yeah, what would the people of Texas 30 say about your tenure? What would they say if we went to the ground and said, "Hey, what do you think, Jasmine Crockett? Was she a good congresswoman?" I would like to know. Maybe I should do that.
As it relates to affordability, being able to actually go and access health care, being able to send your child to school, being able to afford a roof over your head.
Yeah, because as senator, you're going to do all of that.
If that's not, what Trump supporters want, then fine.
Oh, then fine. Then fine. Because Trump didn't solve the problem in 11 months. So because Trump didn't solve the problem in 11 months, vote for me. We had 4 years where y'all literally said this dementia monkey was okay. He was Bill of Health. He was doing cartwheels. He was moonwalking throughout the White House. Meanwhile, you couldn't find him on most days. Man, we're supposed to trust you. Go ahead.
Then they absolutely won't listen to me. But I'm here for the everyday person, the person that's not the billionaire on the list.
Not the billionaire. You realize most people aren't billionaires, right? So, I mean, that's not a significant statement because most people aren't billionaires.
Trump has decided to take care of.
Yeah. Meanwhile, more billionaires supported Kamala Harris in the Democrat Party in the previous election than they did the Republicans. But yeah. Or we're just jealous of the types of billionaires that supported Trump. Why are billionaires always the problem? But they always take their money and then make them the problem.
People that he left sitting out in the cold, just like he did when he decided to be sworn in, and he decided that Inauguration Day he would have it inside, while so many of his loyal supporters were.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, the Inauguration Day. Yes, just awful. Just awful. I swear. I'm not going to say that out loud because that would just be wrong. Now, Texas hasn't changed that drastically, so we all know that there's a strong chance that she's probably not going to win. But I don't know. Is this a bad idea or is she right on time? Because like I said, I don't think we should get complacent. We should not think this is going to be a shoo-in. She is going to throw, and her team is going to throw everything at the wall, hoping that something sticks, right? So, Republicans, can we please be prepared this time? Can we be prepared to dot I's, cross T's, and really expose this woman for what she is, which is a fraud? This woman grew up in privilege. She didn't grow up in the hood and all that black, all that's an act. All of that is an act, ladies and gentlemen, because what she knows, black people are emotional, and clearly she has been trained very well to act as ratchet as ever. And y'all fall for it every single time. Y'all fall for it every single time. Now, like I said, redistricting took her seat, and then, and the Supreme Court has upheld the redistricting, so Texas will emphatically be red. in in terms of congressional seats. And so I don't get why she didn't just try to run for her seat again. If you really cared about the people in that district, you would have done it. So, Senate, the Senate run for me isn't about a strategy. It's about survival. It's about optics. And let's keep it all the way 100. This is giving very Beto O'Rourke. It's giving very cash grab. It's giving very, this is not authentic. It's giving, okay, I just need to do something to keep my profile up while I figure out my next career move. Now, this, if she loses this race, or I should say when she loses this race, this could pretty much destroy her career, because where would she go after that? She would try to go to the Texas House. I mean, I don't know. What would she try to do? But let's be clear. Texas hasn't elected a Democrat to the U.S. Senate since 1988. Yeah, yeah. So she would be breaking the glass ceiling, I guess, as a black woman in Texas. um, I don't care what they say about the number of voters. The results speak for themselves, right? So if the Democrat had this greater margin on Republicans in Texas and you still can't win races, that's a you problem, not a us problem. Texas has been run by Republicans up and down the ballot for decades. That's not a myth. That's not some theory. That's an actual fact. So walking into a race saying you're going to just magically flip Texas blue is like walking into a gym saying you're about to bench press 600 pounds when you can barely push 135 on the rack. So again, good luck to you. You're going to make some money because this is about, is a cash grab. And we know the ridiculousness that's coming out of your mouth. You don't believe most of it, and you don't really care. This is about you. People like this center themselves. It's all about her. I have the most followers. Why shouldn't even your own party didn't believe in you. Your own party didn't want you to head any committees in Congress. They literally blocked you. So if you don't even have respect within your own ranks, Crockett, what does that say? Oh God. Republicans have had a stronghold on power for 30 years in Texas. And Texas, considering all things considered, ain't doing that bad. Now, are you ever going to get perfection? Are you ever going to get this nirvana? Never. You're never going to get it. Um, and I don't want to hear anything about violence or anything because the bulk of the violence in Texas is in those densely blue populated cities. Prove me wrong. As of late 2025, Senator Crockett, any bill she sponsored has never been passed into law. She's co-sponsored many bills, but none of her sponsored bills have become law, and only a few have even moved out of committee. I don't know. That's not a senatorial resume. It's not a nationwide leadership resume, dog. But this is 2026 almost. So I guess being loud and invisible and going viral is all that really matters at this point. You don't have to have an effective message, I guess, anymore. You don't have to really move the people like Barack Obama did, right? Really convince the people like Donald Trump did, right? You don't have to do that. I guess she believes she doesn't have to do that. And and we'll go over a couple of her hot takes in a moment, because I just want Texas to know, if you're considering voting for this, what you're gonna get. Because she'll smooth on the butter and she'll tone it down when she has to. She can pull it together very well. But her hot takes will make the rounds. She will have to defend them on the debate stage. I mean, every clip, every rant, every moment she thought was cute online. Republicans, Pull it out the arsenal. I know. Republicans, we want to get very, very driven by policy, and we want to use the $20 words, and I get that. I get it. But you got to be a bit petty with people like this, and this is why. And if you want to talk about hire a black person, no, you don't necessarily have to be a black person, but it has to be a streetwise person. Because you got to pick a streetwise person to be in those rooms with y'all when y'all are coming up with all of this stuff, when you're coming up with your arsenal. Because if you go in there trying to be a bookworm, it's gonna backfire. But Republicans, yeah, they can be tough, but I don't know. And and let's be clear also with the Texas electorate, it's not a place where you want to act up and act out and act emotional and act chaotic, and you're not going to win in that. Texans don't want that. They don't want chaos. They want solutions. They want resolutions. They don't want to feel, they're like all that emotion. I'm a black woman. I'm trying to go for the black. Well, you already told me you don't care about my vote. You already told me. So how you going to justify that on the debate stage? Oh, I don't care about these voters. Never attack the voters. If I was running for office and they say, "Hey, Jay, hey, what do you think about, the bulk of the black folks or Democrats, how will you do outreach?" And I'm gonna say, look, I will go have honest conversations. I'm not trying to convince you to vote for me, but I at least want to have the discourse with you so you can at least hear another perspective. And I'm going to expect tough questions, and I'm going to expect visceral responses, and I'm going to expect people to disagree with me. But that's what you got to do when you really bout it. If you're not really about it, then yeah, fine, do whatever you want. But this is a fundraising pipeline. This is a national spotlight play, much in the same style of other folks who have done it, like AOC and Beto O'Rourke. But AOC is too stupid to debate, so I don't even know how she's going to elevate her career. But we'll see what she tries to do. And here's the thing: if she loses, or when she loses, she will walk away with a great donor list. She will walk away with media attention, political leverage, future opportunities, and national name recognition. So it could be a win for her. She just has to play it right, And yeah, we're bored. So if this is a bad or good idea, depends on who you ask. But if you ask me, I say it's not the worst thing she could do, but I'm just trying to see the path forward. Maybe she could go on the legislative side of things. Maybe she could aspire to be a Supreme Court justice or something. Oh, Lord Jesus, we can't have two of them in there. But in Texas, this is a doomed race. This woman is doomed. It's convenient. The timing is convenient. The optics is a little wackadoodle, and it's a convenient way to avoid losing her old seat. Either way, good luck, Congresswoman. Now, let's talk about the people who are sweating this woman, especially if you don't fall in the demographic that she particularly cares about. Let's go over some of her hot takes.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket, but at the same time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like, how do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's like, if you do the no tax thing for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really, exactly.
They may want those checks like they got.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out when I had to pick cotton or I died on the field or whatever. Emotionalism. If you stop taxing any demographic in this country, it's just going to raise the taxes. or raise the cost of things. Right? Right. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And I've already put y'all on to how to get restitution and not reparations, and what states to really go after and what insurance policies to really go after. But y'all never want to hear me on that. Y'all think going to the federal government is going to get y'all reparations. But go ahead, keep going after y'all supposed money that y'all ain't never going to get. But this black tax, dumb idea. Here's Crockett on Crockett. Here's Crockett on criminals.
I understood what was kind of pushing them there. And so I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal.
You know, just because I killed you and ate your heart doesn't make me a cannibal.
That is
I hate that. I hate when they what you humming for? Like she said something so deep. Oh my gosh, it was so poetic and prophetic. Oh my gosh.
completely different. Being a criminal is more so about your mindset.
If criminality was about a mindset, baby, I'd be getting life in prison. Oh God. Oh God. What are we talking about? What?
Committing a crime can come for a lot of
What are we oohing about? Oh God, these people are annoying. Go.
I want people to understand that there are crimes that are committed not because people are criminals, but because they literally are trying to survive.
So wait a minute. If you're trying to survive, if you're trying to survive, if you're trying to survive, you have permit to commit crimes, y'all. So none of us have. People have. There have not been people who have struggled and chose different. There's not been people who have struggled and chose a different path other than criminality. No, we're gonna justify. This is what I talk about when black folks protect criminality. Oh, one more thing about what Jasmine Crockett said about struggling. Jasmine Crockett, about the first video that I showed. You know what? Why not give black people the key to your family success? How were you raised in such a successful family, and yet you out here talking like a slave? Okay, moving on.
That we know how to use a chair, whether we pulling it up or we doing something else.
Yes, let's be more violent, because that's not a stereotype of black people. Let's just be more violent. Yeah, y'all. Let's just start throwing chairs just because we want them.
Because I'm sorry, but like we don't have ethical like rules that say that you can't receive text message, especially if somebody has a certain record and you can't do it in committee. We all be sitting on our phones, and yes, people be texting.
But do you think that was inappropriate? I mean, would you text with someone who is a registered sex offender?
I mean, listen,
about what you should ask?
I honestly know that he had never been convicted of any federal crimes at that.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I forgot Epstein already been to prison before. It was like a country club, but he was technically in prison, right? He was allowed to come and go as he pleased. He was allowed to just drive off into the sunset, come back just to make sure for lockup, but go out during the day, still go to work. I mean, he had it good. I mean, you want to talk about privilege? Jeffrey Epstein had privilege, baby. I mean, how you convicted of these heinous crimes and you get to go out during the day in your regular street clothes. Must be nice.
But he had been in jail already.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not mad at any federal workers except for the ones that have continued to get paid, which means it's like me and my coworkers. I'm obviously not mad at myself either.
Yeah, but where's that proposal to not get your check when y'all decide to shut down the government? Where's that proposal, Miss Crockett? Huh? Where's the proposal? All right. So Texans and Floridians, this is what Jasmine Crockett thinks of you.
In fact, Ms. Perry, I know your organization, the Heritage Foundation, loves Texas. Ooh, they love Texas. They always sending us some nonsense bills that somehow set this country on the wrong trajectory. They send them to Texas. They send them to Florida. Every deplorable state that we can think about, they usually coming out of y'all's think tank.
So y'all are deplorable states, but she wants to represent you. She wants to represent your deplorable asses, even though she thinks you're beneath her, you know. But this is what y'all want. Go for it. If the shoe fits, steal it. I don't know, Pat. I don't know. I don't know. Listening to this woman is like listening to somebody run their nails down a chalkboard. That's what it's like. All right. So here's my final video of Miss Crockett. And this is on the, I don't know what committee this was or meeting. I don't even know if she was yelling at. Was she yelling at Nancy Mace? I don't know. She was yelling at a Republican. But anyway, go.
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this is what
y'all
y'all
do.
do. So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And
yelling.
you don't want
calm
me
down.
to be,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right.
Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Miss Green talk, and then you all can. I'll recognize.
But I move to strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Who? Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the rules
sideshow
of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Hey, I'm recognized. I'm recognized. I'm going to go ahead and start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Ms. Green and let her
We cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a Okay, what's the motion? What's
The motion.
And I believe that was AOC's annoying voice, because she learned about, Robert's Rules of Order or whatever the hell it's called, and now she thinks she's smart. Anyway, this is what y'all want, Texas. Go for it. Send it on to Washington, so she can yell and scream, not amongst 435 members, but amongst 100. This woman is fake ghetto. She acts black. And instead of put people on to what success is and how to attain it, she would rather keep y'all mentally enslaved, believing that you need the government to assist you in this life. And you don't, minimal government. And this woman is on the side of let all the illegals in. This woman's on the side of protect, fraud. This woman's on the side of who cares if they're getting kickbacks? Only call it out if it's Trump. So I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump was onto something. Is this how high Is this how an high IQ person conducts themselves? I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Could be not. Who's to say? Anyway, hopefully I've been effective in pointing out all of this stuff and how she's not going to win this race, but it's also, I need Republicans to not mess it up. Because the Republican Party has a tendency of doing that. Getting complacent, getting lazy, believe it's a shoo-in, don't do the work, and then you lose. So yeah, put the money behind these races, make sure we secure these seats, and make sure this woman is never a United States senator. Because we all know her next career move is going to be the presidency. So she's going to get in, she's probably going to do 1 term, 2 terms, and she's going to try to be president. So let's just not do that, But if you think this is high IQ behavior, and she's playing victim to the president's words, or no, she's not a victim to the president's word, and the president is just beating down on her because she's a black woman, then go ahead, go for it. Go for it. Go pull the lever. But I also said this. If she pulls this off, if she gets the nomination, and then if she subsequently wins, I, who have not eaten pork in 20-some years, will eat a strip of bacon. I will eat a strip of pork bacon if this woman gets in the office. So that's the wager I have on the table. So if y'all get Jasmine Crockett over the finish line, AJ will eat the pig. Ain't no swine on my mind. Anyway, No. We should. I don't care about a red wave. I don't care about a blue wave. I just care about not allowing idiots into the halls of Congress. That's what I care about. And so we got to do the work. It's time to get the messaging right. It's time to figure out what the focus is. It's time to get to these vulnerable areas and these vulnerable seats, and then really push forward in a responsible way and in an aggressive way, because you can't be passive with these people. And get some street folks behind the scenes, to give you some tips on what to do and what not to do, because these people are not going to fight fair, and they're going to use optics, and they're going to use emotion, and you got to be able to meet them there. So, yes, it's a serious bet, Lee. It's a serious bet. I'm totally serious. So, I don't think I vaguely remember what pork bacon tastes like, and the thought of it makes me want to hurl. But whatever. If y'all can actually pull this off, I will eat a slabby of the piggy. All right, cool. All right. Good luck, Congresswoman Crockett. I hope you secure the nomination, and then I hope you have a good, clean race. Great. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. If you would like to support the channel, you can go on over to ajsrantroom.com. That's AJsRANT. Oh, wait, hold on now. Bree put turkey bacon on the table. No, I'm gonna do the I'll do the full pork. I'll do the full pork. If she wins, this will be momentous. This would be something that Democrats could hang their head on. If she pulls this off, Democrats could really be like, yeah, we got y'all. Yeah, they would have something to really celebrate. So yeah. Why not go full Monty and go to a Korean barbecue? Well, being naked is that's not weird to me. I'd be naked right now if I could. Anyway, if you would like to support the channel, head on over to ajsrantroom.com. That's my official merch store. You can get this cool Tom hat there as well. We got gym bags, backpacks, duffel bags, hoodies, tank tops, t-shirts, other little trinkets and things of that nature. So head on over there and support the channel. If you would like to buy me a coffee, you can go to I can't with y'all. You can go to buymeacoffee.com and you know, drop a nickel in the bucket for a cup of tea. Really, it would be a cup of tea. I drink coffee sometimes, but I'm more of a tea person. But yeah, so you got a cup of tea. We also take cash apps in the joint. So if you would like to drop one of those, you can scan this QR code or go to AJsRANT. You'll see my logo in the blue background. So you won't be sending it to the wrong person. And also on Fridays at 8 o'clock, you can check out my official podcast, which is the Rant Experience. I can only do it once a week because of the production of it. You know, if I could do it 3 times a week, which was ideally what I wanted to do out of the gate, but it's so much. I need a team. And so when you're a one-man band trying to produce content and do live streams, you know, and, you know, work your side hustles and all that other stuff, you know, it's a bit difficult. But if you could support the Rant Experience, it's every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you go to YouTube, you can go to the podcast playlist. There'll be the Lunchtime Rant and there'll be the Rant Experience. Rant Experience, hit that. You can actually save the playlist and it'll let you know every time a new episode drops. Either way, we're live every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to support it live and in color. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And I will catch y'all. Well, those who are on TikTok, I'll catch y'all later on TikTok. And then everybody else, I will see you, Mayana. Peace.